Hello, I think we are live. I think we are live. Hello. And tag some of you in this. I'm gonna just tag, I don't know why it's tagging. I want to invite. Not tag. I think it's tagging you. I hope it's not tagging you on your walls. Hello, hello. You are here. I'm trying to find the best light. Tell me if you're here. I'm trying to invite, not tag. I'm trying to invite. I'm trying to invite, not tag. If you are here, give me a shout out. Stupid Facebook. Mo, Morgan, good morning. Good morning. Okay. Kim. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So, I want to talk to you guys what is bringing me in through this challenge, or bringing me into this challenge, because still fleecing it out. Get it fleeced, lady. I feel like I'm really dark. Is that making it darker? Yesterday it made it lighter. Now it's making it darker. What the hey? What the hey? Now that's like super light. Ah! I feel like I'm in the darkness. We need like a lighter filter to give me some light here. I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, just let's just like, okay. Not working Facebook. Hey Teresa, not working. Oh my god. Why am I in the darkness? Why is it so dark? Yesterday I was in the light. Today I'm in the dark. I know. I am 15 minutes late. Then I'm on time. It's really bad. Okay, the lighting is really super bad. I wonder if we do it like this, if that'd be better. Are we there? Are we there? God, I look weird. The lighting down here is horrific. Okay. If I am 15 minutes late, then I'm on time. So true. Sarah, hello. Hello. Oh, okay. It's just going to have to be what it is, right? And that's actually what we're going to talk about today. That's actually what we're going to talk about today. It is what it is. Things are what they are. But they're not really, are they? They're not really, are they? Okay. So, one of the things that brought me to do this challenge, and I talked about this, I touched on this a little bit yesterday, is that I am in another transition. I am in a major transition myself. And whenever we are in transitions, so I want to get real with it for just a minute, because what quantum shifting can do is it can help us get to results faster. It can help us get to the other side of things faster, right? But there is also, I let it go and it came on 30 minutes later. Exactly. It can bring us results faster, but oftentimes what happens is while we're in the transition period, the things that need to show up will show up. right? And so we call that the transitioning period. And in the transitioning period, things can feel on the surface level, they can feel quite difficult. Okay, they can feel quite difficult because we're releasing toxicity. We're moving things out of our way, right? So if you think about it this way, it's like if you were clearing the land for a house, right? If you're clearing the land for a house and you've got a bunch of boulders in your yard, you are moving those boulders, those in order to clear the land and to get the house. I tried inviting you. It tagged you. I don't know what's going on. It's not letting me tag and invite everybody. But trust me, you're wanted here. You're wanted here. All of you are wanted here. The whole group is wanted here. So like in order to clear the land and actually get the house and get the foundation of the house started, we got to move the boulders out the way. We got to move the rocks out of the way. We got to move the dirt out of the way, right? Exactly. We got to move the stuff out of the way. But in order to move the stuff out of the way, it has to be sitting right in front of us first, right? It has to be sitting right in front of us first. And so and so we've got to be able to understand that as we're in our transition period, as we're moving into new levels of ourselves, and as we're switching levels and we're transitioning, that the things that show up, even if they feel laborious or they feel hard to move, like I am going through I'm just being real. I'm going through a real strong transition period right now. I'm facing things that are causing me to look deeper inward, right? I'm facing things that are causing me to go deeper inward. And so sometimes I have a tendency to go so inward that I don't always want to share what's going on with me. And I have a sisterhood who's like, share, like spit it out, talk about it. And so I did this morning. And through that, I received some help. And then through that, I received a lot of help, actually. And like I'm sitting here right now in gratitude for that. Like I'm sitting here in gratitude for that because oftentimes this is not about just going it alone, right? When we are transitioning and when we are in those places of realness and the things that we have to look at, that sometimes it really does help, no matter who you are, where you are in your transition, that seeing another perception or just receiving some help and guidance from others can be a very beautiful thing. It is part of the process, right? That we're not alone in our growth periods. And sometimes even when it feels like maybe you feel a little bit lonely in that growth period, or maybe you feel a little bit lonely in those transitions, to know that you're truly not alone. And for me, like as I'm stepping into this deeper transition and being forced to look inward at the stuff that's going on in my own personal experience, for me, realizing that I have a community of people surrounding me always, and that it's not always about being the strong Aaliyah or being, always putting myself in a position where I'm the one always giving guidance, and that I can actually be in receipt of that as well. That's a really powerful thing. It's a really powerful thing. And it's something that I'm sitting in very deep gratitude and very deep appreciation for today. My eyes may look a little tired because I was in so much gratitude this morning that it like brought me to tears. And yeah, there's nothing like just, it's nothing just like being with people who give a shit about you or, really understand you. And even if they don't understand your experience, are willing to be there for you. There's nothing like it in the world. And I think that sometimes like for me, like the journey felt so lonely. Like I was feeling very, very much alone. and the universe was showing me people who love me all around, right? And so I think understanding that you get to be real in your experience, but have the knowing that the experience is temporary, right? The experiences are temporary. Yes, exactly. We don't always have to be the strong leader guide. Exactly. I got your back. I got your back. Thank you. I got y'all's back too. It's understanding that the human experience is temporary, and when we're quantum shifting, this cannot be stressed enough. Because we have a tendency to think, as the sky is falling, that all we're concentrated on is that the sky is falling, right? The sky is falling, the sky is falling. And we have a tendency to look up to what's falling and not necessarily why it's falling. Why it's falling, not following, falling. We have a tendency to look at what's falling instead of why it's falling, right? And when we're in that transition, and when we're making those major level shifts, understanding why it's falling is a big part of it. Understanding that things have to sometimes burn down, sometimes things have to just fall apart. And if the universe keeps sending us things that are falling, and it feels like it's strenuous to try to control the fall, right? How many of you, when things are falling, you try to control the fall? No, get back up there, right? Get back up to the sky. Get back up to the sky, right? Oftentimes it becomes more strenuous. It becomes more strenuous. It becomes more laborious, and it can be exhausting. It can be exhausting to constantly try to hold everything up into the sky when it wants to fall to the ground. And so sometimes we have to allow things to fall, and we have to get behind the deeper reasons as to why they're falling. I keep saying following. Why they're falling, not following, but falling, and understand that on the other side of every storm is sunshine, right? And I think there's a cliche kind of saying out there that behind every gray cloud is the sun, and it's true. It is true, because storms are temporary, right? Storms are temporary. They come in, they clear shit out, and then they move on, right? And then there's sunshine, and you go outside and you go, oh, it feels so good to be here, right? But we can sort of really try to understand that as there's gray clouds, we can go outside and go, oh, I'm thankful for the gray clouds. I'm thankful for the rain. I'm thankful for this moment of rain. And because I know that this moment of rain is going to, on the other side of this, is going to bring something that is better. It's a better experience for me. It's a more defining moment for me. Or maybe it's where I'm really supposed to be. Maybe it's bringing me some kind of clarity, right? I think especially as women, moms, that somehow hardwired into us to keep all the balls in the air. But you know what? Sometimes just letting them fall feels so good. Exactly. Sometimes letting them fall does feel really, really good. And sometimes it's really, really necessary. And when they are falling, to understand that even in despairing times, to know that there is community. There is a community that does understand you. There is a community that is there to hold you up all the time, right? And whether that community is one person, or whether that community is 500 people, there's a community to hold you up. And that's why a lot of times I will share a lot of the processing that I do and a lot of the processing that I go through, because it's important for me to reach out to my community and be in that receiving mode from my community. And it's important for my community to know that I understand and they're not alone. And that I understand what those times are like, and I understand what it feels like, And this morning, as I was processing my own sort of stuff, right? I was like, you know what, Aaliyah, you are a channel. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to go through things, right? It doesn't mean that you're not going to have to process through things or move through things. It means that you get to understand things at a level that is being received from the divine, right? I agree with you, Amy. I'm going to be the caregiver to my father that abused me as a child. He now needs help as his health is getting worse. I'm so sorry, Teresa. Yeah. Yes. I never understood community until I got in this space and learned how to open and trusting with women and that it was safe to do so. Yeah, Amy is wise. Amy's amazing. Amy's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. 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 Sending much love to you, Teresa, because I can only imagine. I can only imagine what you're going through right now. But on the other side of it, there may be some great piece of healing, right? There may be some great piece of healing. And so as we begin quantum shifting, and I've called this quantum shift your money story, but it's really about quantum shifting your life. It's not necessarily, yes, we want to quantum shift our money story, but this is about quantum shifting your life, right? So that the money can come, so that the money can be there. And so there's really a lot of fun things that we can do while we're quantum shifting and in receiving mode. Definitely sending you lots of love, my darling. Sending you lots of love. What I want to send you is empowerment. I want to send you empowerment. I want to send you strength and empowerment. So that you understand that this next stage of your life could produce some healing, could produce some answers, and could produce the thing that you need to get on the other side of it, right? So that's what this is about, Teresa. Exactly. That's what this is about, right? Is to quantum shift our lives in a way that we can get on the other side of it. And to remember that as we're moving forward, what counts now is only the now moment, right? It's only the now moment. It's not yesterday. And it's not even the things that happened to us yesterday. Understanding the things that happened to us yesterday, understanding, having the knowledge and the wisdom of the things that happened to us yesterday is a great thing as we begin to move forward. Living in them is something completely else, right? So we don't want to be living in the things that happened yesterday, but having the knowledge and the truth and the strength to move forward can provide a lot of benefit to you and to the people that you're reaching out to. And that in itself is empowering. That in itself is empowering. It helps me to identify with the wise crone of who I am, right? It helps me to identify with the wise crone of who I am. So yesterday we were in our being spaces and we were accepting of who we were, who we are at our big dreams in the current moment. And I think some of you got the idea. I think there was one of two of you that didn't sort of get the idea. So I would like you, if you hear this and it sounds differently than what you wrote, I would actually like you to go back to day one. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, right? There's nothing wrong with going back and redefining. Day one was about getting in that being space, feeling the being space, getting into that big dream, right? Feeling that big dream and realizing that it is in the now moment. You're bringing that big dream into the now moment. So in the now moment, within that big dream, who are you? Who are you in this now moment with that big dream, right? So remember that as you're in the big as you're going into your being places and you are dreaming the big moment and you are feeling the big moment and feeling gratitude for the big moment, that you're taking those things into your now moment, right? And who are you in that now moment, in that big dream? I get to do day one today. Yes! It's okay, even if you haven't done day one, to go ahead and start day one now, okay? Yes, the now moment. Ever since yesterday's training, I've been seeing and doing things differently. My daily soul practice was much more powered. Hell yes. That's awesome, Sarah. That's awesome. That is incredible. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. So, who are we in these now moments? And this is an extension of yesterday, but it's even a more powerful extension of yesterday, because who are we in these now moments? Who are we becoming in these now moments? Who are we transitioning into in these now moments? I don't know if any of you have ever closed your eyes and got a vision of your higher self, or the self of discovery that is in her receiving mode and has all the things. I hate the term fake it till you make it. I don't believe in fake it till you make it. What I do believe in, though, is I believe that within each one of us is a very strong powerhouse. I believe within each one of us is fire, right? I believe in each one of us there is fire. And I believe that within each one of us is the ability to create, manifest, all the things, right? And so when you start asking yourself who you are in the now moment, are you defining yourself by where you were 5 minutes ago, or are you defining yourself by who you really are? So when you go into that dreamy space and you are connecting to the higher self, and actually let's go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and go ahead and connect to the higher self. So I'd like all of you just to go ahead and just close your eyes. I'd like you just to close your eyes for a moment. I'm sorry, my hair is driving me crazy because it's got this little cowlick thingy going on right here. I don't know what that's about. So I'm playing with my hair, and I realize I'm doing that, but I'm like, go down. It's really hard when you look at yourself. If everybody will please close your eyes and just get focused on your breath. Just get focused on your breath. Look at the back of the eyelids. Look at the back of the eyelids, and how amazing the back of the eyelids, just that darkness and being in the ether, and how incredible it is just to be in this ether, and just to be in this space, and just to be in this moment, just to be in this body, to be in your chair or in your bed or wherever you are, just to be in this space, in this moment. Hey, Dana, go ahead and close your eyes, darling. Go ahead and close your eyes. Look at the back of your eyelids. Just be in appreciation for all that you are, everywhere that you are, everything that you are. Just be in appreciation for it. And allow that feeling just to come on over the body. Just allow that to come on over the body. Just to really just come on over the body. The feeling of appreciation, the feeling of being complete, the feeling of being magical, the feeling of being divine, the feeling of being in having and being in the receiving mode. Let that just come over your body. And sometimes what I like to do is if I'm not feeling it right away, is I will just, in my mind, as I'm looking at the back of my eyelids, I just imagine that I'm with my feet. Just imagine that my whole concentration just goes to my feet. And as my concentration goes to my feet and my eyes are closed, I'm staring at the back of my eyelids, I just go ahead and wiggle my toes. Just go ahead and wiggle my toes. And I just thank my feet. Thank my feet for being there. Thank my feet for keeping me stable. Thank my feet for keeping me grounded. Your feet do so much work. Do so much work. And I just imagine that there's this little fairy dust and tingling sensation just going all over my feet. It's almost like the universe is massaging your feet with fairy dust, and almost like just putting their fingers all over your feet, and just really giving a lot of attention to your feet, and just allow your feet to just tingle with excitement, and tingle with happiness, and tingle with joy, and just be in appreciation of your feet for a moment. Crazy old feet. And as your eyes are closed and you're feeling the tingling sensation just come over your feet, I just want you, with your ears, to imagine that you're hearing the ocean And even if you can't hear it, I want you to pretend that you can. I just want you to imagine that you're hearing the ocean. You're hearing the waves come in and crash in. You're hearing the waves. They're ebbing and flowing, and you're hearing the ocean. Maybe you hear some seagulls off into the distance. Maybe you hear children laughing. You're totally hearing the scenes of a beach and just being in this place of wonder and happiness. And allow yourself the sensation and smell of the sea salt in the air. So you take a nice deep breath to really hold it in. And even if you can't really, really smell it with your senses, imagine that you can. Imagine that you can smell the sea salt in the air. The smell of the sand, the smell of, lotion when you're on the beach where everybody's wearing their lotion and all the different smells of lotion. Go ahead and just breathe that in. Hearing the beach and smelling the beach, it almost gives you a feeling over your body, like there's a warm sun coming down on you, but a cool breeze. So you're not hot and you're not cold. You're in the perfect temperature. You're in the perfect space. And allow yourself to feel that warm sun coming down over you. And to feel that cool breeze moving through you. And as you do, I want you to go ahead and look down the beach. And I want you to see yourself walking along the shore. This version of you is the most complete version of you. This version of you is in her highest vibration, her highest frequency. She is in the receiving mode all the time. She is in the loving mode all the time. And you look upon her and she doesn't look like she has a care in the world. Or him, if it shall be. You look upon yourself and see that this person doesn't have a care in the world. Everything just is. Everything the way it is perfectly in alignment. And you see the face of your higher self, and the face has no worry lines. There's no scrunching of the lips. There's no scrunching of the cheeks or scrunching of the eyes. There's no worry. Because this highest version of yourself knows that everything she needs, desires, or could ever want is already accessible to her all the time. It's already available to her all the time. This is the version of you that is in the quantum, in the highest parallel fields of the quantum, experiencing the best life, being in joy of the best life, knowing that she can have and receive, or he can have and receive all the things. There's no worry. There's no judging, criticizing, scrutinizing. Everything is as it is and is perfectly okay as it is. Everything is as it is and is perfectly okay as it is. I want you to see yourself get up and walk over to this highest version of you. See yourself walk up to this highest version of you. See yourself greet her. Greet her with a hug, or a handshake, or a hello. However you do, greet this highest version of yourself. And in your imagination, allow this highest version of yourself to greet you back. Don't judge it. Don't criticize it. Just be. You may feel it. You may receive it as a feeling. You may receive it as thoughts in your head. You may receive it as a picture. However you receive it is how you receive it. There's no judging or criticizing it. Just know that you are receiving it. Even if the words don't come easily right now, just know that you are in receiving of it. Now I want you to embrace this highest version of yourself. And as you embrace this highest version of yourself, I want you to see the two of you move in and connect together so that you become one. I want you to see yourself fitting perfectly into this version of you that you saw on the beach. And I want you to accept right now that this is who I really am. At my core level, at my core being, this is who I really am. And go ahead and open your eyes. Let me know down below what you're experiencing in this moment. I'll wait. I'll wait. I know if you're coming back and Facebook takes a little bit to respond. So let me know how you're feeling in this moment. Emotional. Emotional in a good way. Legendary. Enlightenment. Good. Peaceful. Hey, Allison. Beautiful. Emotional and tingly. Peaceful. Good. Good, good, good. This is good stuff. I could feel the difference in energy between her and I. I was heavier and hers was so light. Yes. This version of you is inside of you. This version of you is inside of you. This version of you is who you are. You know, when we start getting caught up in the moments of frustration, anger, anxiety, worry, even getting angry with one another, like this part of you exists. This part of you exists, right? So, this part of you, so let's just do PowerPoint number 1 today. Day 2, PowerPoint 1. The higher being in me always exists. PowerPoint 1. The higher being in me always exists. No matter what you are going through, no matter what experiences you're having, no matter what time of day it is, no matter whether you are pooping on the toilet or or sleeping in your bed or eating your dinner, this part of you always exists. This part of you is always existing. So PowerPoint number 1 today is that this part, the higher being part of me, always exists. I feel so light and at ease, happy, confident, empowered, radiant, so good. I had chills all over and I was seeing so many swirling colors all around. I didn't want to open my eyes. I love it. Yes, the higher being in me always exists. Now, one of the things that another PowerPoint that I want to bring up, we already sort of talked about. And PowerPoint number 2 is that everything that is happening for me. Everything that is happening for me. Everything that you are going through and everything that you are experiencing is of benefit to you. We get so caught up on what is falling, right? We get so caught up on what is falling that we forget to seek, we forget to seek the higher meaning to this. And the truth is that everything that is happening to you has meaning, right? Has a deeper meaning. There's a reason for everything. Everything that's happening is happening for me. Exactly. So when you notice you're in your mundane existence, which is our ego existence, right? When we're in our ego, when we're moving through our days in our ego, when you are in your mundane existence and not your magical existence, and you are processing the things that are happening, you need to ask. You can go to your inner being, your higher being that's in you, and ask, what is the message behind this? I know that this is happening for me. Can you shed some light? Can you shed some light on this? So now that you know how to connect to your higher being just like that, right? You return to that little meditation anytime that you want to, and you can connect to your inner being just like that. Easy peasy, squeezy weezy. I think it took us all about 5 minutes to get into that meditation and to really just feel our bodies and see our higher self. Now you can go in and you can ask her, hey, this is happening. I understand it's happening for my benefit. I understand it's happening for my benefit. Can you shed some light on how I can move through it? Can you shed some light on how I can follow through it? Can you shed some light on what I should be doing through it? And sometimes that thing is to do nothing at all. And sometimes that thing is some intuitive action. Go to your higher being that exists in you always and ask her, this is happening for me. Show me how I can move through it. Okay? Okay. Alright, just feeling this for just a minute. Because my higher being is in me right now, and she wants to exist. I am where I need to be. Right. Yes, I am where I need to be. Once I relax, I am able to be a better person. Oh my God, I literally journaled that exact thing this morning. I am right where I need to be, and everything is happening for me, is what I wrote. Hell yes. Hell yes. If you weren't meant to be where you are right now, you wouldn't be there. Right? I get the do nothing answer all the time. Well, and maybe it's because when you're doing, Amy, you might be doing from the physical mind space and not the creative mind space. Right? You want all the actions that you're doing to be inspired and not coming from a place of hardness or coming from a place of mundane existence. You want all the things that you're doing to come from the creative mind space. And so maybe your team is telling you to stop doing from that physical mind space and start doing from the creative mind space, right? And so maybe by doing nothing, you're able to ignite that creative mind space within you. Exactly. You know what? And I get it. I get it. Look, guys, here she is, the woman with the hustle mentality. It's like hustle, 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 right? And yet the whole time I got my spirit guides going, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, right? And I'm like, no, hustle. And my guides are like, oh, here she goes again. Hi, lovelies. I just woke up from a nap. Nice, Sarah. It's taken me a while to get that I'm right where I need to be for a reason. You're right where you need to be. There's you wouldn't be here if you weren't supposed to be here, right? But I want you all to understand that there are things that we can control and there are things that are out of our control, right? And so, the number 3 PowerPoint today is I loosen my control over things that I have no control over. I loosen my control over things I have no control over. That feels good, doesn't it? That feels kind of good, doesn't it? Number 3 PowerPoint. I loosen my control over the things I have no control over. Sometimes when you ask the universe, you ask the divine to guide you, to lead you, to help you receive something, they're doing the work. They're doing the work, right? And now you come in and you're trying to control all the shit. First, you're like, okay, I'm sending out, I'm manifesting this, I'm creating this for my life, right? Exactly. I can't control the snow, but I can control how I feel about it. We got snow coming this afternoon. Exactly. I totally get it, right? So if we're creating things and we're like, okay, yeah, I know that I'm a co-creator. I know that the divine is going to be helping me and there's divine will involved. And yes, but I'm going to control everything that happens from here. I'm going to manifest, but now I'm going to control everything that happens from here, right? And the universe is like, oh my God, seriously right now? Seriously, like you gave it to us to work on and we're sitting here working on it for you, and now we're trying to make this thing even better, right? We're trying to show you shit that you need to face and process through and let yourself know it's okay to go through them, because we're bringing you something incredibly better. We're not trying to trigger you into 1995. We're trying to get you out of this freaking moment, and now you're trying to control this freaking moment that we are trying to help clear for you. Let go. Let go. Let go. Just let go. Okay. Let go. The greatest moment for me one day is I was pushing, hustling, and all of it, like nothing was happening in my business. Nothing was happening in my life. Nothing was happening in my business. It was like one big stagnant hole, right? And I got so pissed off because I'm a control freak when it comes to my own stuff. I'm a total control freak, right? Learning how not to be a control freak. And finally I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm quitting. I quit. I quit my business and I turned off my phone. I turned off my laptop and I went and bought some, seriously now, you guys are going to laugh at me. I went and bought some pizza, some ho-hos, and a bottle of wine. Actually, 2 bottles of wine. And I decided to watch Ghost Whisperer reruns like all day. And I ate my ho-hos and my pizza and my bad food and drank 2 bottles of wine the whole day. The whole day. Right? I totally like just threw away the whole day. And the next morning I woke up and I had the most incredible day in my business I've ever had. Right? So it's like, wait a minute, what happened? Well, I wouldn't say it was the most incredible. It was the most incredible day in that moment. Right? It was the most incredible day in that moment because I was like, screw it, I'm done. I was mad. I'm done. And I just stopped working. I just stopped doing, right? And then all of a sudden it was like, I woke up the next morning and it was like, I don't know what happened. Like, what the hell? Right? Yeah. Ho-hos, pizza, and 2 bottles of wine. It was really bad. So I'm not suggesting that you go out and get some pizza, ho-hos, and 2 bottles of wine because that's just, it's really not good for you. But I am suggesting I love ho-hos, right? And I never buy them. And I was like, screw it, I'm buying me some ho-hos, right? So, you totally show the redneck in me. But it was, it was a release. I released all my control. I decided I was done. And the universe was like, okay, everything can show up now. She finally let go. Oh my God, now we can actually open the door. She keeps pushing the door shut. We're trying to open the damn door, right? Yeah, sometimes you have to stop for a minute. So the number 3 PowerPoint, we already have that. Like, stop trying to control what you cannot control, right? I think Amy wrote it down beautifully for me. I'm going to go back to it because I don't have my pen and paper here. 3, I loosen my control over things I have no control over. Yes. That is what's happened with me and my writing. The moment I let go, the words came and I was able to get the story moving. Exactly. I ate an entire lemon meringue pie in one sitting. So you get it, right? You get me. It was total comfort food, and it felt really good in that moment. Now I can't eat ho-hos and pizza and bottles of wine because now I'm focusing on my health. I'm focusing on my health, and I'm seeing myself in beautiful form, and just appreciating my body. So that's where I'm at in my quantum shifting. So, right? I let go of the control. I let go of control of the things I have no control over. I say help, and I get icy freezing rain. It's all good. I may or may not have done that a few times. Okay, so in the next 24 hours, I want you to take a moment. I want you to take 3 moments in the next 24 hours. Yes, I said the next 24 hours, I'd like you to take 3 moments, and I would like you to go visit your higher self, just as we did a minute ago, right? It takes 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes to get yourself in that place and connect to your higher self, right? And in each time that you go and you visit your higher self, I would like you to ask your higher self what guidance she has for you in this moment. What guidance do you have for me in this moment, right? And then when you come out of the meditation, follow the guidance. Follow the guidance, right? 3 moments in the next 24 hours and visit higher self and ask for her guidance in that moment. Most important part, this is the part that everybody trips up on. They go and they get the guidance, but then they don't actually do it. So go do the guidance. Go do the thing that she's guiding you towards, right? When you visit the higher self and you ask her what guidance you have for her, make sure that at the end you are stepping in, you are connecting and stepping in and seeing yourself merge with your higher self. Open your eyes and recognize and be aware that you are your higher self version. I am my higher self version, right? When you do that, the steps that you take in your life becoming Michelle Obama. You're becoming you, right? You're becoming you. So, yes, we'll do. Good. Good. So your homework for day 2 is, of course, you want to label it quantum shift, hashtag quantum shift day 2, so that I can find it. Hashtag quantum shift day 2. The day 1 video is still up. I was going to take it off at 11 a.m. today, but I'm going to keep it up there for a little longer. If you've not signed up for the challenge, make sure you do so with the link that I provided. I think I got to put it in the announcements. Make sure you do that. Make sure you sign up for the challenge so that you can get your video. I did email the video out to everyone who was on the mailing list as of last night at 10 p.m. Okay? I will take the guidance and take inspired action. Awesome. Yep. But what I want you to do in your quantum shift day 2 homework exercise is I want you to tell us in a synopsis what your experience was, or what your takeaway from these experiences were with your higher self, and how you're feeling in your moments of bringing the higher self into your now reality. Okay? Good stuff. Go for it. Awesome, Sarah. Awesome. I'm so glad. And this will be a big takeaway for you as well. Because accepting that you are your higher self, accepting that you are her, accepting that this inner being can show up at any given moment in your days is going to change your moments. I promise you. Okay. I will leave it there. Mwah! I love you all with love and gratitude. I hope you have an amazing, beautiful day, and I look forward to hearing your experiences, or the synopsis of your experiences. Have a beautiful day, all. Love you. Bye-bye. 11 people. Magical number, of course. Love you, ladies.